This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky and I'm sitting here with Matt Stewart and Jess Perkins.
Hello.
Hello. Let me just tell you. Let me just cut you off and start you again.
Boo.
And cut you off one more time.
Boo.
And we're done. We usually record these shows in Melbourne, Australia.
We do.
Jess, tell
We're behind the curtain.
behind the curtain. And what if I open this curtain in the hotel room we're sitting in? What can you see out there?
I can see hundreds of beautiful people enjoying some poolside fun
Whoa!
at
And what?
Ozo Resort in Koh Samui,
Thailand.
We're in Thailand.
Stop perving on all those beautiful people out
I
there.
won't. Ow, look at those big old sexy people.
Oh wow! And there's one real uggo, but we will not say who.
But if you're
Dave,
listening,
that's the
it's
mirror
you.
section.
Oh, hang on. I was looking myself in the face. And we will not say who I was looking at in the face, in the mirror.
Okay.
Okay, that's confusing.
Oh boy.
trying to save my own feelings a little bit.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah, that's
great.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, we are in Koh Samui. We've been here for a couple of days.
that true?
And we got here yesterday.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I count that as a day, but yeah, I see what you're saying. We've been here on a Monday and a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So now I'm arguing semantics.
It's
which I
late
love
in the
to do.
Tuesday, you know?
I'll just cut off this terrible fight here. We've been together for less than 24 hours and we're already killing each other.
This time we have separate rooms too, so we can even escape each other. Yet we don't, because we love each other so much.
Absolutely. And we are on tour as part of the Koh Samui International Podcast Festival.
Yes.
With the crew from the Little Dum Dum Club and a bunch of other Australian comedians. They've flown to this resort, and the festival starts tonight when we're recording. And when you hear it, that was last night. And
If you listen on the day that the podcast
Let me
comes
just
out.
stop this terrible conversation. And let's get on with the show. It's real nice to be doing this podcast in the sunshine. Well, I mean in the shade near the sunshine.
Yeah, we're in an air-conditioned room.
There's about 10 metres and I can see sun hitting the grass.
But as soon as we finish, we have to go and do some business stuff. You know, it's not all play here. We've got some work to do, and tonight is, of course, the opening night of the festival. And we're having a big piss up. So what we need to do is get through this report so we can go and do business
that's
drinks.
right. Business drinks.
That's right. And this show, if you haven't listened to it before, is a show where three good friends, obvious friends, get together and they take it in turns to research a topic and bring that research back to the class and report it to the other two. The other two don't know what the topic is until we start. And we get onto that topic with a question. And this week I'm doing the report.
But can I ask a question?
Sure.
You said obvious friends.
Yeah. That was what
we
someone said ages ago.
Very early on. Are we your best friends?
In this room.
Yes.
Best friends in this room?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God!
Water bottle, you're number 4. That means tissue box number 3.
Oh, stop pointing out how extravagant our hotel rooms are.
Yeah, we got a tissue box. Anyway, okay, you asked the question, get us onto the topic.
Here is my question. Which Australian bank robbers share their nickname with a movie title?
Oh, Australian bank robbers.
Ooh.
Armageddon.
Oh, Titanic.
Ooh. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Get him to
Robbers.
the Greek.
Robbers.
Okay.
The Wog Boy 2.
Robbers.
Robbers of Mykonos.
That's pretty good. But no, none of these. Do you want me to tell you?
No.
Is the film actually about the robbers, or is it just a coincidence
No,
of a famous film?
I think, the media took the name of a film and
Right, okay.
dubbed them with it.
What? Can you give us a clue about the film?
It's about two stupid people.
Dumb and Dumber?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it's the Dumb and Dumber robbers or the Dumb and Dumber bandits.
Ooh. Oh, I love a dumb robbery story.
Yeah, well, they are fantastic and apparently plentiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And this topic was suggested by, as far as I know, just one man named Gavin Fry.
Oh, good on you, Gavin Fry.
On your Frizy.
It's always great when only one person has suggested it. I love
Yeah.
that.
And then there's so many other people that then comment and go, how was there only one? You know? And you're like, well, because you didn't follow
Because
the
There can
submission
only
form.
be one. That's a quote from another movie, Dumb and Dumber 2,
Oh,
Back in the habit.
Kings of Mykonos.
Secret of the Ooze.
Oh,
So, let us begin the report.
is that another line?
Yeah, that's from another movie.
Oh,
You're dressed like lettuce in that you are wearing green.
Yeah, everyone knows lettuce wears green.
Look at that lettuce boy.
start the report, lettuce boy.
On March the 21st, 2005, two men wearing ski masks and goggles, brandishing BB guns, entered the West Star Bank on Hanson Ranch Road in Vail, which is a wealthy ski resort town in Colorado and the USA.
Oh,
Stands for United States of America.
Ah.
I don't know why. It should be USOA. So,
Yeah. A little low, though.
yeah, a little O they.
oy vey.
The men yelled at the two bank tellers named Jessica Gunther
I like
and
her.
Kim Vasquez.
Did they
Not as
yell,
much.
Jessica Gunther, put it in the bag? Vasquez, I forgot your first name. Also, help Jessica, put it in the bag.
Something like that, but apparently swore a bit as well.
Oh, there's no need for that.
And they said, give us all your money.
Give us all your fucking money.
Yeah, well,
Really?
no. I guess that's probably what they said.
Probably.
Potty mouth.
Yuck.
Putting a bad name out there internationally for Australians.
So they're Australian guys.
Yeah, but I haven't told you that yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did at the start
Yeah.
in the question. One of the tellers was thrown to the floor
Oh, dear.
and hurt quite badly.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're thrown to the
gosh.
floor.
And the other was dragged to the vault to get the money. She was told to open it with a gun held against her head. So they were BB guns, but as far as I knew, they were real guns.
So they looked quite real.
Yeah.
Once in, she filled pillowcases with cash.
The pillowcases had their names written on the inside.
Are they BYO pillowcases or are they just in the vault?
Well, I'm assuming they must have. Why are there pillowcases at a bank?
Just in case.
Maybe they're having a slumber party.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you think Jessica and Vasquez were about to have a party?
Yeah, were they wearing pajamas?
Yes,
It
I
wasn't-
think they
it
were.
wasn't said,
Do you
so
reckon,
I'm
not-
not sure.
do you reckon there's enough room that we could have a slumber party while we're here?
Yeah, look at the size of that bed.
Yeah.
I'll curl up at the bottom like a little dog.
Sure. I reckon we can make that work, but we do each have a bed.
Ah.
Yeah, we're here
That's-
for a few nights. One night in my room, then Matt's,
Yeah.
then Jess's.
Yes.
The final night, one night off, and then one more night. We'll roll the dice.
Ooh, it's going to
Ooh.
be.
An armoured car got bogged in the snow, so was unable to make it to this small branch that day, meaning there was more cash on the premises than there should have been.
Oh.
And the men got away with approximately $130,000 in US cash.
Oh, that's a lot of cash.
I mean, that sounds like a lot, but it's not that much, really, is it? In terms of, like...
Okay, I'd take it.
Yeah, but would you risk going to jail forever for 130 grand and throwing a woman to the floor?
Oh, I'd throw a woman to the floor in a fun wrestling match
Oh,
with her
right, understood.
consent.
Well, you'd probably get paid better for that than this.
Yeah, good point. It's nothing to sneeze at.
But yeah, so I guess it's a lot because it was such a tiny bank. No security guards, just the two tellers, the only people on premises.
Right, so that's why it's targeted, I guess.
Yeah.
And is it a stroke of luck for the robbers that the armoured car didn't make it?
Yes, or at least it seemed like a stroke of luck.
Right.
Oh.
Oh, unless they made it snow.
The two men were arrested the following day at Denver Airport trying to fly to Mexico.
Denver Airport, you say?
Yeah, that's where Lucifer's from, I believe.
That's true.
Getting interesting. Is it? We did an episode ages ago, for those who don't know, about the spooky Denver Airport. It was
Yeah.
in our live Sydney episode
A
from
lot
last year.
about conspiracy theories. And that was
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right.
Wild conspiracy theories. Go back and listen. Great fun time.
Fun
I
time.
believe it was episode 150.
Beautiful,
Oh.
beautiful crowd.
The two men were Australians Anthony Prince and Luke Carroll, 19-year-olds from near Byron Bay on the coast of New South Wales.
Oh.
How'd they get there? How'd they get over there? Oh, planes.
Flew on a plane,
Yeah, I forgot planes.
The
existed
mem-
for a sec.
The men were in Vale on a working holiday, spending their time working at a sports store and snowboarding. So that's the brief summary of events. I'll now go into more detail to explain how these men went from being snowboarders to bank robbers, and why they came to be known as the Dumb and Dumber Bandits.
Oh, I love.
Oh,
I will now
Yeah, cue amazing music. Dun, 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 dun. Ah.
That was
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
music.
I liked the at the bit. At
And
the
it comes
end.
up and says, Dumb and Dumber Robbers.
They started planning their trip when they were 18 and were excited for it to all come together. Prince later told the ABC's Australian Story. You familiar with the show?
I love Australian Story.
Yes.
It's like for non-Australians, what would you call it? It's just sort of like
It's a
a...
Did you
profile.
say a long form 60 minutes?
Yeah, only it's...
No, it's not 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is more of a current affair programs, news. Australian Story is literally stories of Australians. It's a profile.
Yes, exactly. I'm just trying to think of a comparable show. Like a This Is Your Life.
Kind of, yeah. It just tells
Not always
Interesting
for...
stories.
Yeah, so it'll be a piece of someone's life or an event like in this
Yeah.
case. This isn't a... Robbers, this is your life. Mike Monroe comes out with
They're
a
in
velvet
jail.
book.
They're like, oh my God, Mike, I love
Whose
you.
voice is this? Oh, that's the police officer who arrested me.
Oh my God, I haven't seen Terrence in 4 years.
Oh,
Terry, how are you?
Terry.
Oh, you prick, you sent me to jail.
Oh, Terry. And they have a brawl.
Yeah, like that, much like that.
Have we explained what the show is?
Yeah, I think people get the idea.
So this is what Prince said when he was on ABC Australian Story. Vale was amazing. As soon as we drove into the area, I fell in love with it. It was a great job working 9 to 5 in a sports store. We were given a lot of time off to hit the mountain, go snowboarding, given season passes for as cheap as chips. So we're really looked after.
Okay, sounds like everything's going pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds great.
What more could you want?
Prince said they started to feel bulletproof over there and started pushing the boundary of the law. The boundaries of the law. That's a phrase. They started going to nightclubs on fake IDs because obviously you got to be 21 over there.
Oh, yeah. I see, that's why I think more American kids should come to Australia. But like if you're an 18, 19-year-old, just wait a couple of years before you go to the US. Not that drinking is everything, but it would be nice.
Nice to have the option.
Yeah. You want to have a vino with your dinner.
They've got a great craft brewery scene over there, you know.
But American kids listening, come to Australia. You can drink here. It's fun. Safely.
Yeah, and responsibly.
Yeah.
And you don't need it to have fun.
God, no, I don't.
No.
But let's wrap this up so we can go drink.
Or come to Thailand where they don't give a shit how old you
Yeah,
are.
they don't really care.
So that the fake IDs thing, that's on the lower end, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the lower
But they're
end
just-
of the boundary.
Yeah.
They're just feeling a bit confident.
Yeah. Then they started, seeing some of their shops like Walmart. You could buy bow and arrows and guns and all sorts of things. And they're like, this is wild over here. It feels like anything goes. They bought some paintball guns and apparently took them home.
Anything goes. We could get a shotgun. Let's get some paintball guns.
So they took them home. I mean, they're just dipping their toe in, I guess. And they apparently started shooting the paintball guns. Read somewhere through their windows at passing cars and other houses. The cops came. The cops were called, and they were charged for that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the offence is, but it was painting, unwanted painting of cars in little ball.
Look, if
Form.
you're going to paint a car, you better finish what you started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your punishment is to shoot this car until it's all white.
yeah, like a dad teaching his car not to smoke.
Teaching his car not to smoke.
I'm going to stand here until this entire packet of cigarettes has been shoved up the exhaust pipe.
And then we'll see if he still thinks smoking's
Yeah,
cool.
that's right.
97 Corolla.
Yeah. If you want to break down on the highway again, we'll see. Smoking on my watch.
Thought I roached you better.
That old cliche. In another incident, they found a credit card, and rather than handing it in, they tried to buy an iPod with it. That dates this whole story a little bit.
Yeah,
This was
One
happening in
iPod,
2005.
please.
And they were found out for that as well. Prince, this is Prince again, an Australian Story, said, "It was just out of greed, I think that we thought no law applied to us, and we had all this confidence, and we felt like we could get away with anything."
Even though
They haven't.
twice now they haven't gotten away with it.
Yeah.
The credit card didn't work, and they've been arrested for shooting cars with paintballs.
And
Yeah.
they're like, we're bulletproof.
You guys can't do shit to us.
Shoot your gun at me, I bet it wouldn't even hurt me.
I'm basically invisible to you.
I'm over here. I'm over here.
As they're putting cuffs on him. How'd you do that?
And
You can't cuff air, man.
if I'd been able to buy that iPod, I'd be listening to some pretty cool rap music right now. But I wasn't. Somehow I was found out.
It's a mystery to me.
So these acted as stepping stones to the larger crime. Prince went on to say that it just seemed to escalate till the point where we were like, how crazy would it be to take these BB guns into that bank and rob it? That would be crazy, bro. You know? It's a joke. This is all the quote. It was a small bank, 2 female employees, no security whatsoever. You'd be stupid not to try it. I think that's the life that it took. It began with a joke, and then it just slowly, subconsciously moved into something which was real, and we talked ourselves into it. I remember standing out the front of the bank making that decision. Let's do it. We're here now. Let's get it done. So I walked in first, and Luke was behind me.
We're here. Let's just get it done. Get it over and done with.
We're
Run
gonna-
our errands.
I mean, that
We're
sounds-
going to rob this bank, so let's just do
Let's just
it.
get it over and
They're
done
talking
with.
about it like it's Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I know. Like, all right, I've got presents for grandma. I got one for my mum and my sister-in-law. Let's just get this over and done with.
get my brother
Rob
done
this
now.
bank
By robbing this bank,
and giving him
getting
cash.
130k, wrapping it up, putting it under the tree. That's it. Michael, that's for you.
Merry Christmas. I love you. You deserve it.
What's this blood? Stop asking
Don't
questions.
worry about it. Who did I hurt for this? No, just a woman.
Yeah, just Vasquez.
They knew the bank well as it was their local bank. They were regulars there.
The regulars. Just the usual.
Me,
2 staff members there, so they probably know him.
yeah, the tellers knew them very well.
Oh my god.
They cut distinctive figures too. One was tall and lanky, the other short and stocky. By the sounds of it, they were the only 2 Australian customers of the bank.
Oh my
God's
god.
sake.
So while there wasn't much they could do to hide their obvious frames, you'd assumed that they would have barged in and started yelling in non-Australian accents. They might have-
I would assume that, Matt. Yes.
Well, you'd assume wrong. They barged in and started yelling in broad Australian accents. Get down, give us money.
Oh, g'day, it's me, Luke.
I can't, give us all the money. Go on.
Oh, hi, Jessica. How are you? Are you good?
Well, why not?
Oh, go on. I'll tell Mum.
Is that broad?
It's pretty broad.
I don't know.
I mean, we have very sophisticated Australian
I think I might have the
accents.
broadest one.
Of the 3 of us.
I feel. Did my voice change when I was doing that? I was just talking louder.
Louder.
Yeah.
Too right, I did. You know, I lived for 5 years in the country.
First 5.
First 5,
We're even
important
talking
5s.
for all of those.
Oh, right. Calling me a slowbo, eh?
Yeah, you're a slow
You
boat.
weren't talking for the first 4.5.
I talked right. I'll talk my way out of there. Mum, let me out. That's it. No, I'm done in here. Get us out of here. I'm done.
I'm cooked.
Come on, Mum.
Come.
Get the doctor. I'm ready.
Come.
Born ready.
I was born ready. I'm not yet, but I will be born ready. I'm ready to be born ready. Mum? So they barged in, wearing
Yelling.
their goggles, ski gear. They were snowboarders, so they had all their outfits ready to go.
But I imagine that their outfits that people know that they wear.
Not necessarily. I think that I think they might have even got special ones for it.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, treat yourself.
And the teller said they didn't even think much of it. They're in a ski town. People come in wearing ski gear all the time. They don't normally brandish guns. So that was when they said,
They
something
were willing to make an exception.
Yeah.
Keep
This
an
one-
open mind.
This one's different.
It's also been reported that they were wearing their name tags from their day job.
Fuck me.
You are not.
No.
You are kidding me.
You dumb shit.
It says sports power and then his name.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Amazing.
So that was reported on in the media, but I'm sure it also came up in the court. Their lawyers mentioned it in the case. So
Their own lawyers.
yeah,
Own lawyers think they're idiots.
yeah. So
And they would like to plead not guilty.
Because that just feels more on brand for them. They don't quite get it.
they're bulletproof. What are you going to do? Send them to jail forever? Can't. You even see them? You can't charge what you can't see. So giving clear giveaways to their identities wasn't the only blunder they made. According to Jessica Gunther, the teller, when she was filling the pillowcases with cash, she got down to the small notes, and assuming they wouldn't want to take the dollar bills, she asked, "You want to carry all these $1 bills?" And one of the guys replied, I think it was Carol, replied, "Shut up. put everything in there. Everything. Hurry up. Gunther later told Australian Story, I was just thinking, you're so stupid. You want to carry around like $5,000 in dollar bills?
She's offering them help. You don't want this, do you?
This is a waste of space. But it was like he thought she was tricking him or something. Shut up. So it's these mind games of logic. It meant that their getaway was difficult as they were hauling pillowcases so heavy with cash that they had to drag them all on the ground. They were so full they couldn't even close the tops.
Far out.
They went into an alleyway to try and get as much of it as they could into backpacks, but it wouldn't all fit, so they had to abandon about $2,000 worth of dollar bills into the snow.
And that's not plastic money like Australian
No.
money. Like, that shit's just going to disintegrate.
Yeah.
And when you say their getaway, is their getaway just putting it into a backpack and then walking home?
No. Apparently their getaway plan from there, which I do not understand, was to catch a ski lift.
One ticket, good sir.
No,
I will be paying in cash.
they used their ski passes.
Well, they tapped on.
Yeah, basically, which helped, help the prosecutors go, well, we know they were here at this time, moments after the...
No!
So their plan was this is what they did. They caught a ski lift to the top of the mountain, snowboarded down with the backpacks full of cash. I don't understand why.
Why go up to come back down?
I don't know. And then they went
They
to...
they were going to go snowboarding that day anyway.
I mean, we do this every day. May as well.
I was wondering either was it like on an angle they came up one side and went down the other, or was it because they were like, we're fleeing now, let's do it one last time? Or I'm not sure. But anyway, the plan was to go then to Denver Airport to
Right.
get to Mexico.
So it's snowboard to Denver Airport.
Yeah, but I don't understand the snowboarding thing, but anyway. And yeah, the tapping on meant there was a record of exactly where and when.
Did they maybe feel like that would be like an alibi? I think I'm giving them too much credit.
Could, yeah, maybe. Maybe
As
they
in,
were
like, how could I have been robbing a bank when only a couple
when
of minutes
half an
later?
hour later.
Half an hour later, I was half an hour away on a ski lift.
Yeah. So...
With a bag of Oh, no.
I've said too much.
Ryan Milburn was one of the cops who was first to arrive at the scene of the crime, aka the bank.
Officer Milburn's quite nice.
Sorry
Yeah,
to
I
put
like
it into
that.
lingo there.
Yeah.
He said the bank tellers were able to give an amazing physical description of the culprits, saying one was so tall with an Australian accent and one was much shorter and stockier, also with an Australian accent. He went on to say that through our contact with the previous BB gun incident, which I think is the paintball incident,
Oh, yeah.
and then my previous contact with the credit card fraud, it pretty much screamed out to all of us that these were our main suspects. I would say we had them identified within 8 minutes of the robbery.
At that time, they're still walking to a ski lift.
Yeah, and the cop's like, all right, well, we know who it is.
8 minutes. Oh, my God.
Brilliant.
When Prince and Carol got to Denver, they tried to get a flight to Mexico that afternoon, but they had to wait till the next day. But that gave them the rest of the day to figure out what to do with all this cash.
They hadn't even booked a flight. They hadn't even really looked up the flights.
No.
Which, I mean, internet was around back then.
Yeah, well, I think well and truly. in
Yeah, you
2005.
definitely could have looked it up.
So
So just go to
could
the
have looked
airport
up
and
the
go,
MySpace for Denver Airport, and I would have probably said you would, top 8 friends would
Yeah.
have had some info about the next flights. I think I forget how it used to work, but something like that.
one flight to Mexico, good sir. I mean, there isn't a flight today. It's already gone. Maybe
Okay.
tomorrow.
Can I use my lift pass or...
To get to Mexico, no.
Yes. Yes, to Mexico.
Yes, there's no ski lift
I'll
to
just go
Mexico.
up a mountain that's high enough and then I'll come down the other side
Okay.
into Mexico.
I don't think you understand.
So now they had all day. They had the rest of their day, and in that time they'll figure out what to do with all that cash.
I hope they went to work.
Yeah, they went back to the sports
Did an
store.
honest day's work.
No, they hung out in Denver, and they had a multi-pronged attack with what to do with this cash, the excess cash, because you can only take so much cash on a flight.
Of course.
Some of the things they did or tried to do was mail the cash home to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Just wrapped up in
Cellophane.
gaffer tape or something. Yeah.
To make it look pretty.
Marked as card only.
Yeah.
It weighs 25 kilos.
Card only. Don't look at here, bad guys.
It's just a real thick card. It's a wad of card. They also bought jewelry, including gold diamond rings. And Prince also said that he tried buying a Rolex with $5 bills, and he described that experience as interesting, which made it sound like they were like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
They also paid their taxi driver $20,000.
That.
What? That's 1/6 of the money you've stolen.
It's a big chunk.
Why
yeah.
is it to the? That must have been a hell of a trip.
Maybe, yeah. I wonder. I don't know I don't know if that was from. Maybe it was from Vale to Denver. Let me see how far that is.
19 minutes.
You get $1,000 per minute.
Plus one little something for yourself.
Plus, I'm going to round it up because I hate numbers like 19. Like, just go one more.
You give me the change.
An hour and 40.
Yeah, it probably cost you about 20K.
They're bloody crooks.
They're crooks.
Despite all of this, when they got to the airport the following morning, they still had too much cash to get through customs. So they decided to chuck the excess in the bin.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
Go find another taxi driver. Before they did this, though, they went into a bathroom and took photos posing with the cash.
With a sign
That's a
saying,
memento.
sign saying, yes, I did it.
Prince remembers having, this is a quote, a weird feeling that this was going to come back to haunt him.
Oh,
And he
just
was
this
right.
part. Just this part.
Yeah.
Yet he did it anyway.
Just the photo part.
Yeah, as he's doing it.
Oh, this feels like a bad idea.
He was right. These photos would be used as evidence by prosecutors.
But I like to think he was like, oh, this could be a bad idea. This is my bad side. There we go.
The FBI...
That's the money shot.
Oh, that's good stuff. That
I'm
joke.
applauding myself.
That joke is the money shot.
I'm very tired. Maybe jet lagged. I don't know.
So I think these are some, like... I was familiar with these photos because they made big news in Australia at the time. And it was the Australian media that dubbed them the Dumb and Dumber bandits. The FBI had sent out an alert to transport hubs in the area, including the Denver airport, would be the main one, with photos and a description of the pair. Prince described arriving at the airport saying, "We come strolling in side by side. They waited for us to just file through that customs section, which is a bottleneck. I gave my passport to this lady, and she kind of looked at me, and it was a bit of a strange look. And she's like, 'Yes, sir. If you could just come through here, this security check over here. It's just a random check.' I was like, 'Yes, sweet, whatever.' And by the time I looked up, there was probably about 30 police that just came out of nowhere with guns drawn, screaming at us, 'Get on the floor, don't move, you're under arrest.'
And I thought to myself, yes, this is a pretty random security check.
This is totally random.
Wow. Yeah, sweet, whatever. As he gets on the floor.
Cool, this is cool.
Cool, it's
I'm cool.
procedure.
I'm fine. Happy.
Whatever.
Happy to help.
Hey, I've got no drugs or
Hey,
anything on me.
You're protecting us from the baddies.
And I thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Happy to take 5 minutes out of my day to make sure we're all safe.
The Americans, they do security pretty full on.
Yeah.
I know you have to take your
No
shoes
worries.
off, but also now 30 guns drawn at you as they check in your pants. Okay. I don't know if that happened, to be honest, but you don't like to assume that you don't like to assume anything, really.
Pants were checked. Mistakes were made.
Wait, was this... Where was this?
This is at Denver Airport.
They're still at Denver. They haven't
Yeah.
even gotten...
No, they've bought their tickets the next day and they've chucked the money in the bin.
Yeah, right, sorry.
And
I thought they'd made it back to Australia or something. They haven't even done that.
No, they've only made 2 journeys. 1 or 3, really. One's up a hill,
Yeah.
one's down a hill,
Yeah.
and then they had a $20,000 taxi ride. And now they're in Denver. That's it. That
Got
is
it.
it.
Yeah, got it,
And
sorry.
the police have known who they are 480 seconds after they left the bank.
And this is now 24 hours later. Brilliant.
I like it. Kind of like they obviously were just like, they're going to rock up at the airport. We know they're going to be there. They had 30 people, cops waiting, FBI agents and stuff. Because there nothing about you would be like, let's think outside the box with these two. I reckon they're going to come up with a pretty wily escape plan.
Yeah. Block all the exits.
These cops are like, yeah, they're going to be at the airport. Oh, look at that. They've paid for flights on a credit card. So we know exactly when they're leaving. Excellent.
Like the head FBI guy didn't even have to say all units go, go, go. They all
No.
just slowly walked up to them. I suppose I'll pull my gun out
Yeah.
just for show.
Give him a little show.
I haven't pulled my gun out in weeks.
Yeah.
Giving my gun a bit of a rest.
I'm bored.
So he went on to say of the arrest, and
Yeah.
that's a feeling like no other, for sure. Just feeling your heart just drop. Yeah, it was pretty intense. They cuffed us up, took us out back, and as we walked out, I could see all these fax machines and computers. That dates it as well, fax machines. All these fax machines and computers with our faces on it, and put us both into these holding tanks, separate. And they cuffed us to this little iron bed, and that was that. All over Red Rover.
Reggie Didge.
Rigid Edge all over Red Rover.
These are the Aussiest dudes ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're now arrested, and they were charged and sent to court. They entered guilty pleas, and with the amount of evidence against them, it would have been wild to do otherwise.
What do you mean? No, I didn't do it.
No, mistaken identity.
Yeah. What are these photos on your Instagram?
This is a setup. Photoshop. I've been photoshopped.
They were up for a potential maximum sentence of 25 years,
Oh dear.
and the prosecution asked for at least 7. The defense painted a picture of 2 hapless goofballs. Yeah, that's why I was saying they're wearing their name tags. I was trying to make them idiots. These idiots, they don't deserve to go to
Yeah.
away for 25 years.
These
They'll
idiots
just-
won't survive in prison.
Yeah. But the defense painted a different picture, saying 2 athletic young men going into a bank with what looked like real firearms and pushing people around is an horrific event.
You mean the prosecution?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said the defense twice.
Okay, the prosecution. Then,
Yeah, that
sorry.
makes sense.
Do they? That sounds like they represented themselves.
Your Honour,
Your Honour, it's
I will be
actually
representing myself.
it's a horrific crime, and then the other one gets up and says, "We are too dumb. Throw the book at us. Don't throw anything at us."
We can't even catch. We're hopeless.
And the other one's like, "No, we're really athletic."
Everything's on purpose.
There is some irony about me talking about these 2 dumb guys as I'm struggling to put a full sentence together. The Age newspaper in Australia reported on the adjudication at the time, saying, "Tears flowed as Australia's bumbling bank-robbing duo Luke Carroll and Anthony Prince and their parents made emotional pleas for mercy in a US court. The dramatic tear-filled speeches appeared to have helped the US District Court Judge Philip Fieger as he jailed the two mates, nicknamed Dumb and Dumber by the press, for far less than the maximum 25-year sentence. Carroll was sentenced to 5 years in a US prison, while New Zealand-born Prince was handed a 4.5-year jail term.
Wonder why.
I think my guess, and I don't think the judge ever said this, but I think I either read it or I probably just read it, to be honest. I was going to say, I put it together with my nows.
Oh, thanks, Poirot.
But I think he was the one who threw the woman to the ground.
Carol.
So
So
he got
the
more.
violent act.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if that
Which
makes
I think
sense.
also made the crime more full-on crime than it would have been
yep.
otherwise
Rather
if they
than
didn't
just robbing.
touch him. Yeah.
Yep.
I also like how the Age put in New Zealand-born Prince.
Yeah.
Like,
He's not one of ours.
No,
there's an unnecessary little factoid
Yeah,
there.
it's
According to another report, they were also fined with more than 21 grand to make up for the money not recovered from the robbery, which I hope is the taxi driver just got away with that 20.
that would be so sweet.
But I imagine he would have, like, how do they find that out?
Yeah, for them to know.
Yeah. I think he probably would have lost it.
but 20 grand. That's like 10 grand each. That's not that much
No.
to have to pay
5
off.
years in, apparently, everything I've read from this especially was that the American jail system is brutal.
Yeah. And so would that mean that obviously like 5 years would be up ages ago now? Would they not be allowed back in the US?
Yeah, that's
Ever?
right.
Or for
Yeah,
just
I
a really
think
long
ever.
time? Ever.
Yeah.
You can't even go to Disneyland, you dickheads.
Not in America.
Not the OG.
No. But you can go to the one in, where'd you go, Dave? Paris?
I haven't been. No, I haven't
I've been to Paris,
There's Tokyo,
Tokyo, Hong Kong.
Shanghai.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Really diluted the brand.
Yeah. It's less fun now.
Yeah. Somehow that ruins the experience in LA and Florida.
Yeah.
As you can probably tell from the lack of quotes from him, Luke Carroll has laid low since the crime, while Prince has been very open and public about his experiences, even writing a book about it called Bank Robbery for Beginners.
Oh my God. It's like he hasn't learnt.
Learn from the best.
But
How you can get caught in 48 hours or less.
it's a catchy title, I guess. But it upset some people, including bank teller Jessica Gunther, who had forgiven Prince. Prince had written a handwritten letter to her around the time, saying how sorry he was, all that sort of stuff. And
What
I
about
think
the
she
other
sort
one
of
as
forgave
well?
him. I think maybe it was
both of them, yeah.
And apparently she sort of accepted his apology at the time. But when this book came out, she told reporters that it made her feel incredibly violated and disrespected, saying, for him to publish such personal details about my horrifying experience in his words, without any warning or my permission, and to share it with the world, is a huge slap in the face for someone who reached out to him and stood up for him. Going on to say that it's hard to see him profiting from the crime when she and the other teller are still feeling the effects of it. The other teller, Kim Vasquez, having ongoing pain from the injury.
Oh.
And I think she still isn't able to play the sport she likes to play and these sort of things. This is in 2010, so this was 5 years after the incident, which is now 9 years ago. So
Yeah.
I don't have an update on that, but obviously quite long-term effects from the injury.
Far
For
out.
sure. And like you say, profiting from crime's never a good thing.
Yeah, which you're not allowed to do in America, I believe. It's the Son of Sam something or other, Son of Sam rule, but obviously because it's published in Australia, that's some sort of a loophole around it. Maybe
Oh, that sucks.
I'm not sure. Prince calls the book a story of criminal stupidity and its very serious consequences. In it, he talks about how he had to join a white supremacist gang in prison to survive.
Whoa.
He said it was all very divided racially in the prison system, and you had to join a gang, and he supposedly had to join a white supremacist gang.
You can't just go about your business.
Yeah, I read that. It's like, holy shit.
Oh.
That's
Which gang would you join?
probably the Happy Friends.
Yeah.
Is that an option? The one that make daisy chains.
Oh, the Daisy Chain twins.
Yeah, the daisy chain
Twins.
boys.
There's only two.
Is Matt one of them or?
Yeah, it's me and Matt. In American prison. Don't worry, we can handle ourselves.
We hold the power
Yeah.
in there. In it, he also talks in the book. He also talks about being cut with a blade in an argument about changing TV channels. Got a deep gash.
I mean, you just wouldn't argue with anyone in there, would you?
But he talked about that as well. Like you have to stand up for yourself. Otherwise, it never ends. Even if you stand up for yourself and you get beaten, that's better in the long term, he was saying.
Wow.
He was saying if someone cuts in front of you in line when you're lining up for lunch, if you don't say anything, then you're going to be a target.
Yeah, because you're easy. You're soft. Is that right?
Yeah.
I am easy and soft.
Yeah, so you got to... Yeah, anyway.
Dave, you are difficult and rock hard.
All the time.
Really,
Especially in prison.
this is a little bit like my... what I studied at uni was about criminology, was a bit about this stuff, mainly more about the Australian system, but it was talked about how like prisons systems, they often just become places that are kind of criminal training grounds. They're not places where you get rehabilitated. They just make people go in and come out even harder than when they went in. It's sort of it doesn't seem like it makes much sense.
Maybe it's not a good idea for you, Dave.
Yeah, I couldn't come out any harder.
You couldn't come. It would be dangerous
That would-
medically.
Yeah, dangerous for me and other people.
The American system has a lot of privatized prisons, and so they make money from having prisoners.
Oh,
So it's a weird system that rewards companies for people being punished with jail terms. Isn't it? It's pretty fascinating sort of system, but it seems pretty broken. But anyhow, that is a long lapsed degree, so I'm only going off very vague memories.
that was back in the
degrees lapse?
1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to do a refresher course or something if you wanted to practice
Yeah.
as a criminologist. And everyone needs a good criminologist, you know. Like I've got my chiropractor, my psychologist, dietitian, but I am in the market for a new.
You don't have a brain
criminologist.
surgeon either, Jess. You know, there are a lot of things you don't have that are still worthwhile.
Wow, Matt. Wow.
Do you have a brain surgeon?
Of course, I've got him on retainer. I'm broke. My brain's fine.
That would cost
I owe him a
And
lot of money.
that will surprise listeners that my brain is fine. Like physically, mentally. Oh boy. It bad in there. It bad.
Okay.
You look at me when I confess my feelings to you. It bad in there.
Okay.
It bad.
Yep.
She's tapping her head.
It bad's in here.
For the record, she's tapping her head.
The case rest.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Is that coming through?
Oh, that's coming through.
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Apparently, his co-author, who I'm not sure it even was, but the co-author of the book has contacted Gunther to say Prince was planning on using the proceeds to pay back his parents for all the money they had spent in the aftermath of the robbery. I guess they had to fly over. I don't know if they had to pay money for his defense and stuff like that, but that I don't know if that made her feel any better. It's like, yeah, I mean, he's making money out of this story. It's hurting me. Get a job. Find another way to earn the money,
Or
I guess.
if it was like, I'm donating all the money to a charity or something.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And at least, like, I think one of the things that seems to, like, she mentioned that he didn't tell her the first she heard about it was when he's promoting it.
Yeah, no. Let her know.
Let her
Reach
know
out to them.
and find, go, is this going to be an issue? Maybe, yeah. I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing to have
Especially if they was using their names.
done.
Then it's like...
Well, and their names are very readily available online.
True,
They've been
yeah, of
reported
course.
the whole way through, so
Yeah, good point.
either way, I think, you know.
Everyone would know. Or
And
be
she-
able to find out.
She was saying she had to quit. Like, I think they both moved on from the bank industry. She worked there since she was 17 or something. She went and studied, and she at that point was struggling for work. So it's like on top of her struggling to find work,
Yeah.
she's seen this guy who made her life a bit of a nightmare is making money off the story that she was involved in.
That's not okay.
Are they both back in Oz now? You imagine?
Yes, they are now both back home in Australia. And according to an article on news.com.au, in 2010, this is when the article's from, Prince said that still good mates with Luke Carroll, saying, I still catch up with him for a surf. I can confide in him. He's my partner in crime.
Oh,
Stop
you
that.
suck. You suck. You don't get to laugh about it. You haven't learnt anything, you dumbass.
I think it does sound like he has learnt, but yeah, he's sort of, I don't know.
No.
The article also addressed the Dumb and Dumber tag, quoting Prince as saying, it's hard to shake. It's the first thing people talk about, Dumb and Dumber. But I've come to terms with it. I've matured and I'm extremely confident about the person I am. I'm happy to laugh about it.
All right, it's confidence that got you in this mess in the first place. Maybe dial down some of that confidence. You won't end up in jail.
He said,
I can buy a paintball gun. I can rob a bank.
I'm a white supremacist now. How did this happen?
Confidence, baby.
what? Yeah. And the way he told it was that he wasn't actually a white
No,
supremacist. But he's in there
yes.
just like playing that.
Having to join a gang. to
Yeah.
survive.
He went on to say, I'm extremely remorseful, but there's a flip side, and that it was a crazy funny thing, and it's okay to laugh. Obviously, it's a stupid thing that I did, and I deserve it.
It's not, I mean, it's not that funny.
Yeah, the problem is, I mean, the main problem is there are two people who've been scarred by this who are fully innocent
That's
in it.
what I mean. And like, no,
It's
at
funny
the end of the
outside
day,
of that, maybe, but
it's funny to us laughing at all of the things that you did and your overconfidence and stupidity. But the actual crime that you went to jail for is not funny.
Yeah, it's a genuinely violent crime.
And it's how terribly you didn't think things through, and that's what's funny. But you don't get to be in on that joke
Right.
because you're just an idiot.
it's like Gunther said that when they first came in, she was like, she wasn't sure about the guns. She thought maybe they're fakes. But then she said when he was holding it to her head, saying, put the money in the bag, she was so scared that she couldn't even remember the combination for the safe that he's yelling at her. So she was, I mean, it's pretty traumatic stuff.
Yeah, it's awful. So it's not funny.
But I mean, then you've got, not that this makes it better, but there are people like, you know, Chopper Read, which was another topic that I put up for the vote against this one. And he wrote books and made money and became a sort of a public personality, and he's supposedly killed quite a few people.
Yeah.
But then the people he killed, were they underworld figure? I don't know. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
there's sort of, it's like a a spectrum of fucked upness, but yeah. Anyway, obviously using fake IDs, that's on one end.
Yeah. And then taking guns to a
I never
bank.
did that, by the way. I never used a fake ID.
Me either.
What I did was
unbelievable.
I'd get in before they put the security on the door.
Yes.
Hide in the toilets and then wait for long enough.
How long are we talking?
That's exactly what my high school boyfriend did because he was born in the Feb the following year.
Right.
So he would do exactly that. We'd go to the Knot. Did you go to the Knot?
No, that was my local uni pub, but I never went there.
That's where we would go.
We went to the Edgy. It was right across the road from our school.
Yeah, okay. We'd go to the Knot and we'd get there at about 6 and have dinner, and because security was on from 8, which is when most people turned up. And then when they came around and checked our IDs, he'd just go to the toilet and we'd message him when he could come out.
But I
Did
think
that several times.
I think the security ended up figuring that out. And when they did they do a lap, asking people for IDs who are already inside, and then they'd go into the toilets and go, well, you've been in here a long time.
Anyway,
Everything okay?
can you just slide your ID under the door?
I remember one time the security were coming around. I didn't do this heaps of times, but one time I was security were coming around asking for IDs, so I went to a table of old people, like not old. I thought of them as old people because I was 17, but they were probably 28 or something. So I went
Yeah,
up to them.
Oh, they're practically dead.
I went up to them and I was like, "Hey, you're having a few drinks? How's it going?" Sort of thing. So then security came down around to check IDs. It'd be like, he's not checking the old people too.
Yeah.
But he did. He came up to me and goes, "You're 18?" I said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And he didn't ask for ID. And then the rest of the table go, "Oh, what do you do?" So I'm like, I'm in this now. I'm in this line. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a 22-year-old." And I just said everything about my older sister. I'm studying marketing and don't ask me any questions. And
My name's Michelle. Do you want to say your real sister's name? Just in case. But yeah.
But if she's listening, we definitely know your name.
Yes, we know your name. And we know it's not
It's
Michelle.
not Michelle.
That's right. Well done.
Thank you.
You nailed it. So he's saying it was stupid.
Yeah.
It's funny and whatever.
I'm remorseful, but it's hilarious.
I accept the Dumb and Dumber name. There's nothing I can do about that. I was an idiot.
Yeah.
I accept the name. Like there's a choice here, man.
Yeah.
All right. Punishment fits the crime. I'm dumb and dumber.
Oh.
And then his friend named Rashid Habib was on Australian Story as well. This is the last little bit I got for the report. Talking about the Dumb and Dumber name, he said, yeah, he doesn't really care about the Dumb and Dumber tag. It all ended up actually helping him in the end because it showed that they were just two stupid kids that had gone to America and robbed a bank. And I guess their prison sentence reflected that. So he can't really complain about the Dumb and Dumber tag. They were pretty dumb.
That's so good.
But I think, and it does seem like that their lower sentence probably did come out of the fact that they were seen as being, real dumb. They're just like, oh, these idiots, they didn't really know what they were doing. They were just all of a sudden robbing a bank. And that's kind of how they told the story, right? And I was standing there and like, all right, let's do it.
yeah.
I guess let's do it. Let's pull it off like a Band-Aid. Let's just get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. Get it done. Get it over and done with.
And yeah, I mean, yeah. So the amount of money they just chucked in bins
Or in the snow.
or in the snow.
That's insane.
So that's the end of the Dumb and Dumber report. I do have one fun fact.
Yay. I'll decide.
Haven't done one of these for a while. It's not super fun, but it's about the town of Vale. I clicked on its Wikipedia page. I always like to see the notable residents.
Oh, I love it. Alumni.
Vale, Colorado's notable residents include Metallica frontman James Hetfield.
Oh.
This little ski town. He moved there not too long ago from his long-term home in the Bay Area, so he could feel like a part of nature, as well as taking part in his favourite hobbies like hunting.
And yelling, yeah.
But he wanted to hunt with less judgment. He found in the Bay Area it was very judgy, and he used the word elites a few times. Elitists.
Was he like out on a boat shooting a whale? The tourists watching on. Yeah, he's got a cannon. Stop judging me.
You fucking
I'm in
Bay Area
Metallica.
He said it.
elitists.
He found that showing up with a deer on the bumper doesn't fly with the elitists of Marin County, where he's from. So what he used a lot, and he also said, and another quote he said was, their kind of organic eating didn't jive with my kind of organic eating. I don't know what does that
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Was he kicked out of a restaurant?
I'm not sure. He just sounds like he's the guy who calls up AM radio to complain about the kids.
I mean,
Yeah, kids these days.
So he's a 50-year-old absolute multimillionaire, and he's calling other people elitists.
Yeah, I know. It's always funny. The people who use elitists is always a little bit ironic. But he did one thing, and I'm not sure about this, that apparently it kicked up a bit of a stink. There was a popular hiking trail that went through his property, and he fenced off his part of the property so that trail couldn't go through there anymore. Part of me's like, yeah, that's a dick move. Does that really affect you? But the other part is like, I mean, it is private property. I guess he's able to do that if he wants to.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, if you're on like quite a bit of property and it's nowhere near your house and people are just kind of skimming the corner of your property on a track that they've been walking for many, it is a little bit weird.
Yeah,
but
I
if
don't
it's
know.
like in your backyard and you like to be nude,
Yeah,
then
imagine it's like it takes in like his porch. He goes stepping over his hammock on the front porch.
You have to swim through his pool to get to the other side.
then I agree. You know
He
what?
fenced off his pool. It was for safety, the kids. Didn't want to fall in.
Oh, this
Oh.
dick.
You fucking elitist.
But also maybe it was because neighbours were pissing him off, giving him trouble for the things his hobbies and stuff, and he's like, well, fuck you then, I'm cutting off your hiking trail.
Yeah.
I don't know, who knows? It's funny how people get older, get property and stuff, and all of a sudden become real petty with stuff. There's some point in your life where you get real petty about. I guess when you've got property, it's a lot better of an opportunity to be petty.
But imagine if you're on a hiking trail and you're like, oh, it says private property. We should make it through. Then James Hetfield rocks up in his ute.
Shooting at you with a moose gun or something. Like a musket. Imagine he'd be a musket man.
Musket man.
That's blasting on his radio.
I wanna be a musket man.
Is there any... Was that a fun fact, Bob?
That was pretty fun.
Oh, crap.
That was a fun digression. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that whole report, man. That was
Oh, thank you so
a
much.
wild story.
Had you heard of that, Jess? Dumb and Dumber?
I think that photo vaguely rings a bell, but maybe not.
Let me pull...
It's so recent.
I don't remember it. Yeah. Like
I thought earlier, Dave, you were being a bit knowing and you were holding back on...
No.
No. No memory of that. This is the photo, which we'll post somewhere.
Oh no, I don't remember that. But that's so
That's his
funny.
photo in the bathroom.
And
It's
that-
not even like him with the back. It's him like...
Oh, it's a bad
He's
photo
holding-
too.
He's doing fish... What do you call them? Duck lips?
Yes,
Yeah,
they were
he's got-
very cool back
He's
then,
got
though.
a
To be
stack in
fair,
one hand and then the other hand is fanning out hundreds.
20s.
Oh, God.
Well, these are the ones he was putting in the bin. You wouldn't put hundreds in the bin.
No, they probably would.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a tricky one. The worst thing about it is that woman is still injured. There's something
Yeah,
about him
that's
that I
fucked.
kind of I'm okay with him, but
I don't like him.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. He's just like he was a kid. He was 19.
That's not
That
that
is the
old.
classic thing.
I mean, that's not that young.
Yeah. And that is the classic thing. You know, you forgive boys being boys when really not most people aren't knocking people to the ground.
I mean, just for
Yeah,
example,
that's right.
you and I never used a fake ID.
Exactly.
We didn't even go on the lowest end of their rebellion spectrum.
And for example,
We hid in toilets.
the other
I didn't. I waited till I was 18.
the other dumbest heist we've talked about recently, the Loomis Fargo heist. I'd describe that as a victimless crime almost, because
Yeah.
an employee of an armoured car business stole the money.
Right.
No one ever got hurt out of it.
Yeah.
And they were fucking dumb, absolutely.
Yeah.
But these people, they have traumatized and hurt two ladies.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not a
Yes.
victimless crime.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Totally.
Far out.
That there was a victim in that other crime because the owners of that cash, I suppose.
Yes, but they were insured as well. So I guess the insurance company is the victim, and if
Yeah.
they're the victim, I'm
I
kind
don't
of okay
care.
with it.
Yeah.
I know you shouldn't be, but I kind of am.
Yeah.
I,
Any insurance
Poor
companies
Amy.
listening?
yeah, poor old Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Well, we just paid them back those millions with a free plug.
My parents still call it double AMI.
Oh, I love that classic Squire.
Hello, Squire.
Squire.
So that brings us to everyone's favourite segment of the show. It's the fact, quote, or question.
I can't believe we've taken this long to get to the best bit.
Yeah. Everything else is preamble. The fact, quote, or question section is where one of our Patreon supporters And if you want to be a Patreon supporter, you can go to patreon.com/dogoonpod. And you get a whole bunch of different rewards, including bonus episodes. There's a big back catalogue there. You also get shout-outs, which we're going to do soon. You also get a weekly newsletter that Bop now writes.
Yep.
This time, she's going to be writing it poolside.
And you'll be able to tell.
Oh,
It'll have a different
It'll
vibe.
have a wet message.
Also, I forgot about it. So thank you for the reminder,
You
Matt.
should attach a photo
Yeah.
so for people's
Of my-
theatre of the mind.
My knees and
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
hot dogs or legs, am I right?
or work office for the day. So
Did you see Nick Capper's post of that today?
Yeah.
So at the hotel where we were last night, which has this beautiful view, and it just says office for the day, and it's a photo of the beautiful view and the top of his laptop, and you can just see Pornhub is open.
that's what he loves that bit. He loves leaving Pornhub
It's very
accidentally in
with
first.
that beautiful view was very funny.
So one of the big rewards patrons get, if you're on the Sydney Scheinberg Deluxe / Rest in Peace level, you get to give us a fact, a quote, or a question. This week it's Kevin Ulysses Packrad.
Oh, he's back!
Kevin!
Back for more.
Kevin!
And
Did we forget Kevin?
one of the other things you get to do in the Patreon, in the Fact Quote or Question segment, is give yourself a title. And Kevin's given himself the title of Vice Junior Lobby Boy in Training of the Grand Do-Go-On Hotel. And his fact quote...
I'd be the concierge at the hotel.
Oh, well, you are. Then you are. If that's what you be, that's what you are.
Thank you.
Dave's just picking up some room service, I think. What'd you get there, Dave?
Fish tacos.
A fish taco.
Can I be a junior bellboy?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. And I will be the senior bellboy.
the biggest bellboy there is?
Bell end, thank you. Kevin's fact, quote, or question is a fact, and and I'll read it. And as people know, I don't read these until I read them. And I'm reading it now.
Operation Read. Here we go.
One of my favourite facts about One of my favourite facts about the band Rush. I love that already. That means he's got a lot of favourite facts. But one of his favourite facts about the band Rush is that their number one charting song isn't on any of their albums. The song is called Take Off and is on the 1981 comedy album, The Great White North album, and featured Geddy Lee, the lead singer of Rush. It was advertised as the hit single on the album and ended up peaking at number 16 on the Billboard Top 100, higher than any other Rush song had charted in America. This makes their best-selling song a song that has two Canadian stereotypes jabbering in the background. And he's linked to the song, which I guess I'll link in the show description.
Beautiful.
But it's basically it's a sketch where he sings on it or something. I mean, this is why I probably should read it ahead of time.
We don't read them ahead of time. We don't watch your links ahead of time. But the point is that their highest rating song is on their album.
Their highest rating song is like not really one of their songs.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
Okay, be real nice to him, eh? Okay. This is the hit single section of our album. Good Day. Good Day. Geddy Lee is here from Rush. Hi, Geddy. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug. How's it going, Geddy?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Good day, eh?
Good day. Good day. Thanks.
Okay, well that does seem like a hit song to me.
Just imagine how good their non-hits are.
Yeah. If I know hit music, and I do,
Yeah.
that is one of them.
As a radio DJ,
That is a hit music.
Would you be spinning that track?
Oh, I'd be spinning that track on radio.
Yeah.
Where I work as a DJ.
Oh, disc jockey.
I jockey the discs, yes.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah, I ride them.
You ride the disc.
I ride the discs, baby.
I love it.
Well, that is a good fact. I like that. And that band is in I Love You Man.
Right.
Is that? Yeah, that's them.
So that comic duo, their characters called Bob and Doug McKenzie. So they're like Canadian stereotype / brothers. And it was a sketch in 1980. Bob is played by Rick Moranis and Doug by Dave Thomas. Although originally created as filler to both satisfy and mock network Canadian content demands, the duo became a pop culture phenomenon in both Canada and the United States.
Oh.
And
So it was satire, but then people loved it. I get it.
You get it. You get it.
as a radio DJ.
Oh, as a radio disc jockey.
I get it.
So thanks so much for that fact, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin.
I had an idea. So what we do at the end of the episode as well is that we like to thank some of our Patreons who contribute to the show and make this possible. And we like to give them a shout out. And if you want to be one of those people, you can go to patreon.com/dogoonpod. Is that right? Is it pod?
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck yeah, I nailed it. You guys never let me get this far. And I did it.
And you're panicking. You're
I'm
panicking.
panicking. I'm spiraling. Help me. Someone take over. Ugh. And what we usually do is we make a bit of a game of it. And I've thought of one. I
Okay.
thought, because this one was Dumb and Dumber Bandits, I think we should give them all group names based on films.
Oh, fantastic.
Is that okay?
Are they all bandits?
They can be bandits, or do you want to think of something else as well? Or
What?
just bandits?
I'm easy.
I love the word bandits.
Bandits
so
is
let's
fun.
go bandits.
I love the wet bandits and the sticky bandits.
The BMX bandits.
And the
Yeah,
BMX
those are the
bandits.
best
They're
bandits,
big three.
obviously.
They're the big
But
three.
we're going to
the
make
bandits.
some new bandits now.
I'd love to kick it off if I could,
Please.
because this is a very special moment for me. I'd love to thank from Fairborn in Ohio,
Fairburn.
David Nelson.
David Nelson.
Ohio.
Do
Can
you
you believe it? I still can't believe we've got listeners in Ohio.
Do you want it to be Ohio related then?
Ohio. Yes, please.
Okay. Oh wait, it's movie related.
All right, what about...
I mean, you made the rules.
I know, but I then
you can
forgot
break
them.
the rules.
Where's Wayne's World set?
Wayne's World is set in America.
Yeah, I
In
thought are they in Ohio? Am I wrong?
Oh,
Oh,
that's in California.
what? Wayne's World. Let me look that up. Wayne's
And there's
World.
people listening, screaming at the
Oh, they're from Aurora, Illinois.
Aurora. Illinois.
of course. And there's people were yelling that, and I'm sorry, all three of us have said we
Which-
love that movie.
I was thinking Chicago.
Movies.
Is that near Aurora, Illinois?
I don't know. I just banged my elbow, and honestly,
did,
that it
big
hurts
time.
so much that you know when you like we can't really function.
Yeah.
Well, I just googled famous people from Ohio here.
Okay.
We've got Neil Armstrong.
It's not a
Okay.
band.
So what about Man on the Moon?
Louis
Bandits?
Armstrong.
Yeah.
Bandits. Man on the Moon Bandits.
First Man on the Moon.
In brackets, bandits.
In brackets, Bandit. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Bandit. What? Or does he have a team?
Yeah, Michael Collins. Guy
yeah.
that stayed behind.
Michael Collins is the getaway driver.
He's always the second fiddle.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
David
David.
Nelson.
And the Man on the Moon Bandits. I'd also love to thank from Houston, Texas, Rocket Country. There's a man on the moon. Where'd he begin? Houston with Norman Paz.
Norman Paz.
Or Norman Pay. Would that be a soft Z?
I don't think so.
Norman Paz.
All right. A movie.
Man on the Moon.
Bandits.
What if they're... Are they all Jim Carrey films?
Yeah, okay.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
Man on the
great.
Moon.
Okay, yeah, right.
Okay, great. Okay,
All right,
so
okay.
Yes Man. I've got a real positive feeling about Norman Paz. The Yes Man Bandits.
Yes Man Bandits.
love it.
I
I love
love
it so
that.
much.
They're an improv troupe.
Okay, they've all got to be Jim Carrey movies with man in the title. Are we
All
getting
right.
too narrow now?
Too narrow? Maybe. Thank you, Norman Paz. And say yes and to your Yes Man Bandit friends. Yes Bandit. I hate myself so much.
Don't. Never hate
No.
yourself.
Jess, do you
You
want
gotta
to
love
thank some
yourself.
people?
I'd love to thank some people. I'd like to thank from Cotati, California. I definitely said that wrong, but I like it. And they should think about naming it that. Nissa Hess.
Mr. Hess.
Mr. Hess.
Nissa Hess is a fantastic name, by the way.
Somebody Kutati.
Yes.
And what about the Batman Forever Bandit?
Yes.
Yeah! We did it! We got 3.
Batman Bandits.
3 more.
Which Batman was he in again?
Batman Forever.
He
Batman
wasn't he the
Forever.
Who was he?
He was the Riddler.
I was gonna say
He was the pup.
Puzzler.
He was,
Because I remembered him having question marks on him, and I was like, yeah, the Puzzler.
The Puzzler.
that's the one that Nick Mason told us the story of.
Yeah,
His-
handling his buffoonery.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, I cannot handle your buffoonery.
I will not. No, it wasn't I can't handle. It was something
I
very...
cannot sanction your
Sanction.
buffoonery.
Oh,
And that
that's right.
came from
So eloquent.
what's his name? I've forgotten his fucking name.
Oh, Dave.
Tommy Lee
Nicholson.
Jones.
I found another
Tommy
one.
Lee Jones. Jack Nicholson. I'm fucking this up big time today.
Have you found another one? Let's
Yeah.
do it. Jess, who we got?
We have got from Kingsford in New South Wales, Eric Lee.
Eric Lee and the True Man Show Bandits.
Yes!
Yes.
I can't believe we're doing so
We are
well.
doing this.
2 more. We only need 2 more.
Thank you so much, Eric Lee.
Thank you, Eric Lee.
The true man of my heart.
Ah, Dave, bring us home.
I'd like to thank now from Droitwich in Worcestershire. That's a fantastic place. Droitwich, Worcestershire. I'd like to thank Ern Arrowsmith and the Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues uncredited cameo bandits.
Well done. You had one ready to
Anchorman
go.
2.
According to Wiki, he had an uncredited cameo in Anchorman 2 as Scott
Wonder why uncredited.
Riles. There you go. So thank you so much to Ern Arrowsmith, the Anchorman 2 uncredited cameo bandit.
We got to do it.
And Bob to bring us home. Oh, Dave, you got one
All
more?
right, take us home with a shout out to from Salford in Greater Manchester. Oh, I wonder if you were ever a member of the Salford Lads Club, which we visited last year. I'd like to thank from Salford Thomas Rees. Thomas Rees. What are Thomas's bandits?
And the Cable Guy Bandits.
Close enough.
Close enough. Close enough. Oh, I would have accepted Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
I
Man.
thought about that.
P-Man Pie. Apparently there's a film called Pecan Pie.
Or Sonic the Hedge Man.
Sonic.
The Sonic.
He's the bad guy in the new one.
Sonic.
Dr. Robotnik. Sonic. Thank you so much
Thank you
to
so
Thomas,
much.
Ern, Eric, Neeson, Norman, and David. And one last time, you can go to patreon.com/dogoonpod. There's also a Facebook group, which we'll posting a few little bits and pieces in there of our travels. Well, I've posted one photo so far, but still.
And
It was of Jess, and she was having a lovely sit.
I was having a good sit. You know I love a sit.
We love a sit.
I'm sitting right now. And I'm loving it.
So that really brings us very close to the end of the episode. Dave, is there anything else we need to say?
No, we just need to say pray for us in Koh Samui. It's a tough life here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hope your thoughts are with us.
If
over
you're
next
in
week.
Koh Samui, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, first show tomorrow night. Live on the beach, on the sands of Koh Samui.
And we'll
Island.
put we're doing at least 2. We're doing 2 live shows.
Yeah, 2
Yes.
live shows here.
So at least one of those will go out so you'll be able to hear. And the other one might be heard by Patreons.
That's right. So if you want to hear that, we said the link many times, but you can check that out. And all the links to all our stuff, including the email, the Facebook, the Instagram, the tweets, the merchandise. We don't
Yeah,
talk
the
about that very much.
merchandise.
You can go to dogoonpod.com.
That's our website.
Yeah.
Check it out. And we've got the YouTube series. We're nearly up to date again, aren't we, Matt? With a bunch of
again.
live shows going up.
I'm working my way on that, but they're all slowly being released every couple of weeks at youtube.com/dogoonpod.
Oh, who would have thought?
Would
Yeah.
you believe?
We did it.
We bloody did it.
Well, that does bring us to the end of the episode. We have to go to the opening night party now and
Yeah, sorry guys.
engage in some business.
We've got to go to a party.
Sorry.
Okay.
You know,
Business, drinks,
well,
networking,
networking. It's an
meeting with
opportunity.
associates,
That's right. Meeting big
Moving
wigs.
and grooving.
Moving and
Shaking
grooving.
and baking.
grooving,
Schmoozing.
schmoozing. Yesterday, Matt ate a Snickers.
I had a Snickers.
Well, in anticipation.
Well, it's so funny. It was one in the little fridge, and I
He
just-
ate it,
I
but
ate
then when he told us about it, he accidentally said Snickers.
Snickers.
And honestly, it's one of the best moments of my life.
It's definitely a story that, for some reason, keeps coming back up.
Yeah.
I ate a Snickers. You wouldn't think that I would have heard that back at me 3 or 4 times, but I have.
That?
That's going to be my opening line tonight at this party.
Yeah. Hello. Do you like Snickers? You should meet Matt Stewart.
Yes.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode, as we said before. But until then, thank you so much, and I will say goodbye.
Later.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.